Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a book review. It's one of the 3 books that I put in my I'm reading in May video that I posted, so make sure I'll link to that video down below in case you want to check out and see the other 2 that I'm going to be gearing up to read. I've actually started reading the second one on my list for that video, so you'll be seeing a review for that hopefully in the next week or 2 if I can get it done. And I know I'm wearing a weird shirt. This shirt says, sorry, I can't, I have plans with my couch. My child actually, I picked it up for me as a lounging shirt, and my child suggested I should wear it in at least one video. And I thought it'd be kind of funny since I'm doing a book review to wear this shirt, because typically when I'm reading, I actually do read on my couch. So it kind of is appropriate for a book review video, I guess. So let's talk about the first book I finished out of my May list, which was Cold Calls by Charles Benoit. I'm going to put his name up here, whatever, so that you guys can kind of see it, because I'm probably not pronouncing his last name right. This is definitely geared towards like a young adult audience, like a teenage kind of audience. So of course I know what you're thinking, well, I'm in my 30s or 40s, I shouldn't read it. And I don't ever like view that as like YA. I actually think there's some pretty good YA books out there that are great for adults to read. So don't ever let something that's geared towards YA or whatever to keep you from reading, because you might find your next favorite book in there. I haven't. But anyhow, so I read this book. It was fairly quick to read. It's a little over that was about, let me see, it was like roughly 278 pages. I think I read this in the course of 2 or 3 days. It didn't take that long to read. And you're introduced to 3 characters, Eric, Shelley, and Fatima. And they each have a secret that the caller who calls them, because what it's based on is there's this caller that's kind of want to blackmail them, and the caller is going to make them bully these other kids. So these 3 characters of Eric, Fatima, and Shelley have their own secret that the caller knows, and if they do not like act out like bullying these other kids, the caller is going to reveal their secret. And I thought it was interesting when you kind of learned which secret was. I feel like you could almost rank their secrets by level of it being a really bad secret, I guess. So, and again, we're gearing this towards like young adults, and I don't want to give away what their secrets are, because it's obviously part of the story, and especially for each character. I would say when they revealed what Eric's secret was, I was like, okay, like that is not the best one. Fatima's secret, I could see where that could be a little more shocking, given her character. And then, I think it's Fatima. I want to make sure I'm saying it right, because I'm really bad with names. But I think it was Fatima. Yeah, Fatima. It's on the back. I don't know why I'm looking. So, the next, let me see. So, Shelley, her secret has to do with kind of her family, something that happened to someone in her family. And then Fatima's one that you could see, yeah, I mean, if I would rank them, I would say Eric's was kind of like, it was bad, partly, but it wasn't like, we'll say it wasn't a good secret. I mean, it was one of those things that like, you could definitely see that would be bad if that got out. And for each one, you could see, yeah, that would be bad if that got out. I mean, Shelley's was a little different point of view. Like, hers, I think, had a little more depth to it, and so did Fatima's. I feel like their secret was a little more intense than what Eric's secret was, and I don't know if it's like a girl guy thing or whatever. So during the whole book, like, Eric is the one, it starts with Eric, and he's getting these calls, and the callers basically ask him to perform these almost like bullying against these other kids, and if he doesn't, his secret's going to get out. And then the same way with Fatima and Shelley, they're getting these calls, and if they don't do the secrets, they're going to get out. Well, what ends up happening is Eric, Fatima, and Shelley end up meeting up in an anti-bullying program that they had to go to after bullying these kids. So what they have to try figuring out is, who is this person calling them? Why are they making them do this? What's the link, basically? And I think that the way they tied it together was pretty good. I feel like that was, like I said, I read it pretty quickly, so if I had to rate this book on a 1 to 5 scale for stars, honestly, for me, I would probably give it like a 3, because I felt like it was one that there was enough details. It was written decently enough. The characters were interesting enough. It kept me reading the book. I mean, the ending was back and forth a little bit. I mean, it could lead into, I tried looking up to see if there was like a sequel to it, because it kind of led up to where there could be a continuation of the story if the author wanted to do it. So, like I said, I would give it a 3 stars. That doesn't mean it's a terrible book. A 3 for me is like a book that held my interest long enough to keep going. The characters were interesting enough. It was like the storyline was, for the genre, like somewhat believable that this could happen. But I mean, it didn't get a 4. Like, what I would have made it a 4 is if I was like really interested in reading like there was a sequel. Like, yeah, it led to where maybe there could be or something, but I'm like, I'm not going to worry about reading that if it comes out kind of thing. So like, that's why I didn't get a 4 or 5, because it didn't necessarily leave me wanting more from the author, but it is a decent read. Like, if you want, I mean, I would definitely say you'd want this to be, you know, a teenager, maybe like age 14 and up or something like that. I don't know if I'd want a 10 or 12-year-old reading it, but bullying happens, and that's what I think it's trying to say. You know, bullying happens in school, and kind of giving you an idea of, you know, why people bully, like whose side are you on, the victims, the bullier, you know, just a different background. So again, it's a 3, which means if you get a chance to read it, I would say go ahead. If you want to maybe see if your local library has it and rent it. I guess I just call it renting. Like, if you want to get the book out at your local library, it might be a good idea. Would I buy this book again? Like, if I saw this on a shelf, would I buy it? I don't know. Again, it was a gift from my child for one of my birthdays or Mother's Day or Christmas, somewhere in there. But it was a decent read. Like, I mean, it wasn't a terrible read. I felt like they developed things enough. A couple parts, it was a little slower, but I feel like they did a good job of kind of waiting to make everything come together. I read some reviews that saying, like, the ending was a little anticlimactic. I don't know if I believe that. I think it was interesting, like, how it all kind of came together. Like, oh, this connected to that, and I think that was kind of interesting. Like, it really was one of those, like, the mindset the caller had to, like, figure out how to do this kind of thing. And so I would definitely say, if you get a chance, read it. I mean, if your teenager is interested in that kind of storyline, it might be something that they're interested in. I didn't feel like there was like some, like, swearing in it, but of course teenagers swear. Like, to not have them actually, like, swear occasionally, to me, would be, like, not true, you know, because teenagers try to do that. I felt like the characters did read as teenagers, and very distinct kind of teenagers, which I thought was good. It wasn't like, you know, the stereotypical jock or this or that. Like, I mean, you really got a feel for each of the characters. But again, I gave it a 3-star because it just felt like it wasn't, I wouldn't necessarily probably seek out this author again unless I happen to come across it, or maybe if my child happens to get another book from me and it just happens to be by this author. Nothing against the author, because I know some people love him, but I'm just saying it's not something for personal taste that I would probably, you know, go after a lot of these books. But again, give it a try. You never know what you're going to like unless you try it. So that's kind of what my mentality is, of going through what's on my to-be-read shelf, the physical one. And so I'm gearing up to review the next book that was in my 3 books to read in May challenge kind of thing. I don't know if I'll get them all read this month, but I'm on the next one, which will be kind of, that's going to be My Husband's Wife, I think it's called. That's the one I'm currently reading out of the next 2 that I have to read this month, that you will see reviews on. I like doing individual book reviews because I feel like it gives me a chance to just focus on this and let you guys have one book to focus on and decide whether you like it or not. So please, you know, at this point, if you have been reading in May, give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified of future videos. As I say, because this is a weight loss channel and book review, if I'm reading a book, I'm not snacking, I'm not eating when I do it, so it's kind of like they go together for me. It's kind of a weird way to say it, but that's what I like about putting book reviews up for you guys along with my weight loss journey, because I feel like they do go together. And if you feel like anyone will be interested in my channel because they're on a weight loss journey or because they like book reviews, please make sure you share my content on your social media accounts, on your Pinterest, on your Twitter, on your Facebook page, your Instagram, anywhere. I really appreciate it. I'd love to see this channel grow. At the time of this video, I think I have 159 subscribers. I would love to see that number grow this year and get more people involved. More people that can suggest books to me. I love getting suggestions. I kind of keep track of that, and then I kind of write it down someplace, and when I get a chance and I can get a hold of that book, whether it's for my Kindle or a physical copy, I do. So like, I really like getting suggestions. So if you have any, share those down below, and I will see you in my next book review or weight loss video. Have a great day, everyone.